How's everybody doing this morning? Everybody wants to be chosen till it's about 4 a.m. and God wakes you up and says, "What are we gonna do about this?" then you're out recording a video at 5 a.m. I mentioned in my previous video that FEMA has failed, and a lot of people. I'm going to talk to you honestly about the digital ID, people, and I know why it makes people nervous. It makes me nervous, people. But there's things that it allows us to do where there just been failures in the system along the way. One of those being FEMA. When a person is faced with a catastrophe or an emergency, they oftentimes, when your house is flooded all of a sudden within about 30 seconds, you might not be thinking that clear, and you probably aren't going to be worried about your goddamn birth certificate and your ID, people. The reality is that's what FEMA wants you to have. When there's a damn emergency, FEMA wants you to have your fucking birth certificate, your social security card, and your fucking your driver's license. Most people didn't have that. We found in Appalachia. Okay, it was kind of, mistakes were goddamn made, FEMA. Well, we have a digital ID in 100% of Americans right now. There's no reason, United States government, that we can't go and respond to an emergency and that we cannot immediately know if that person is a resident of the affected area. Absolutely no reason. We need to put the damn tech, instead of coming up with nefarious ass fucking ways to work against the American people, how about we put the technology to use in favor of the American people? Food for goddamn thought. And so with that, I want to move on. We got all these goddamn Walmarts. We're done with FEMA. For one, we saw it in Appalachia. We saw it in Katrina. You have all these assholes come in from fucking out of town. Nobody goddamn trusts them. They come in throwing their weight around. They literally arrest locals in many instances. We're done with that. We're done with that, people. We're going to break the goddamn United States. We already have 5 regions, I believe it is, people. We're going to rely on our goddamn regions and our fucking neighbors to help each other. Because we share similar customs and culture, people. A person in Indiana is not going to have a problem receiving help from somebody in Ohio or somebody in goddamn Illinois or somebody in Kentucky because we share culture. We're one in the goddamn same, pretty much. We're all part of the goddamn Bible Belt. And so the reality is that's who the hell needs to respond when you have a damn emergency. What we're going to do, we're going to take it out of fucking FEMA's hands. We're going to put, first and foremost, we're going to put the Army in charge of it. The Army are logistical geniuses. We can put goddamn troops anywhere on this planet within 48 hours. Okay? I need goddamn Army. We need plans. We need a response window of 12 hours. I want goddamn shit on scene in 12 hours. There's no reason you can't. If it's in your goddamn state, we have a whole bunch of Army reserves. We've got damn camps all over the place. You guys need to handle the damn response. And because you're locals, you already know the customs, so the people are going to accept you with open arms. They're your goddamn people. When a catastrophe happens in Indiana, the damn Indiana Army Reserves, the Indiana military army should be fucking responding to it. I'm going to tell you how we're going to do this. We got all these goddamn Walmarts that aren't going to be goddamn FEMA camps. We're going to convert some of them. We're going to do studies, people, and we're going to find out where we need them for to address homeless situations. But what we're going to do is we're going to use them for exactly what the Walmarts were built for, to stock a bunch of shit. That's what we're going to do. We're going to stock a bunch of shit at ground zero. So when a state has a goddamn catastrophe, they've got a location that that the military can immediately go to, and they can get every goddamn fucking thing that you need. There's a whole host of things, and you saw it in Appalachia was the pinnacle of this, people. When you saw what the people, because Katrina, we didn't really have smartphones, people. We had smartphones when FEMA failed in Appalachia. And so you got to see firsthand what it was that the goddamn people need. When you're in a goddamn cold region, you gotta have a goddamn at least some form of a tent immediately. You've got to have a heater. You've got to have a means to cook. One of the biggest debacles that ever happened. Logistically to move water is difficult, people. It's goddamn water weighs a shit ton. And when you're in a mountainous region or a region that's been cut off, how do you traverse the goddamn water from A to B? It's simple. You don't even traverse the goddamn water. Appalachia had a ton of water. What they didn't have was a means to filter the goddamn water. All you have to do is engineer a filter that connects to the threads of a goddamn 2-liter so that a person could take a goddamn bottle and strap one on this side and then strap one on this goddamn side, and they could filter the fucking water at ground zero. It's easy to transport a small fucking filter. That's what the hell you need. We need sleeping bags. We need all these things. The other thing you need, diapers. You have to have diapers. You have to have women's feminine hygiene products. It's the small things. But it's shit that you need. The other thing we're going to do, people, because it's absolutely ridiculous, America, the money that we spend on fucking FEMA, they goddamn buy body bags. That's what the fuck they buy with the goddamn billions of dollars you give them. It's the biggest fucking... fucking crazy. What we're going to do is, we're going to buy some goddamn beer trucks, people. And we're just going to park them at the goddamn military base. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a big ass generator in the middle of the fucker. On one side, we're going to run washers. On the other side, we're going to run dryers. And then that way, we can drive the damn things to ground zero, people. We can drive them in so that people can do their fucking laundry. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to strap a goddamn boiler onto a semi, and we're going to engineer a damn system so that we can get hot water so that goddamn people can take fucking showers when they're in these affected areas. It's absolutely insane. Oh, sorry, people. Lights went out on me. Sorry about that. The other thing that I'm going to do is we're going to have the military handle the logistics and the response, people. And what this allows is because your governors, when there's been a goddamn catastrophe or an emergency, the military already has the line from Indiana to Ohio. The governor already has the damn line from Indiana to Ohio. If it's a massive catastrophe, we just we call our goddamn neighbor and have them respond because they can be there within 24 hours. And so we've got a ground response in the state of 12 hours, which, to be honest, it should be less than that, people. But I'm going to show grace because it's a massive machine to move this stuff. But then we've got 24-hour response within any of your surrounding neighbors. We can funnel in all the shit that we need to an area that's under a massive emergency. Keep it simple. People need food. You need MREs. That's the simplest fucking thing to transport. The military's got a shit ton of MREs. That's what the hell we should stock. We can stock the small burners that run on propane. This is the shit with the small heaters that run on propane. This is what the fuck the people need at ground zero to survive when something goes wrong. We need generators. These are things that we know we have to have when we have an emergency or a catastrophe unfold. This is not rocket science. This is just the shit that we know that you fucking need. And that's what the hell you should stock. You don't need a bunch of you don't need all the dumb shit. I don't even know what the hell they spend all their money on. Fake caskets and body bags, all kinds of fuckery. They spend it on every goddamn thing except preservation of goddamn fucking life, which when an emergency unfolds, the concern is preservation of life. The people that are dead are dead. You've got to preserve the goddamn life so that you don't have more goddamn dead people. So with that, what I want to do is logistically, the Army is going to handle the movement of the materials. We're going to come up with a different name. We're done with FEMA, but there's a lot of things that have to happen during emergencies, such as claims, and there's different federal funding that unfolds. We're going to use the IP address that's on everybody. We're going to use the digital ID, and we can tell exactly who's in the affected area. You don't need all that goddamn fuck shit and paperwork to be able to get goddamn water, people. We have the ability to scan you and know what the fuck your IP address is and know if you're in a goddamn affected area. We can tell exactly where you're at anywhere on the goddamn globe. And so we're going to put it to a good use. And so with that, we're going to come up with a different branch. They're going to actually be on the ground at the Walmart facilities where they are the ones that are handling the restocking. For instance, if you have an emergency, you've got to restock your supplies. They're going to do that, but they're also going to do the clerical work on the claims so that it's your own local people to your state that you're working through, people. They're acting as a node essentially for the federal government, but they're going to be your own goddamn local people because they know your customs, they know who you are, they're friendly faces, they got the same damn accent, they know they share the same beliefs, they share the same culture. So we're going to put the goddamn local people to fucking use. We don't need a bunch of dildos coming in. If you're in the goddamn Bible Belt, we don't really want to talk to anybody from Washington, D.C. We don't really want to talk to anybody from California. It's not that you're not great people. You're just not our goddamn people. We want to talk to our people. Just like goddamn people in California probably don't want to talk to goddamn people from Indiana because we're not your goddamn people. We're all Americans, but we're cousins. We're cousins. That's just what we're going to say. We're cousins. I don't really have any business going, you know what I mean, and going and just hanging out with people in goddamn Oregon. I know there's some fine people in Oregon, but they're a little bit different than us. They're a little bit different than me, just like, and it's vice versa. They probably goddamn people in Oregon probably don't want to come hang out with a hillbilly. I'm going to be honest with you. And so we need to put it in the hands of the people from our own state. And that also brings in a factor of accountability, people, because they are accountable to you, because they serve you ultimately. If they're receiving the federal funding, they serve you, America. So with that, peace and blessing be upon your home. That's where my mind's at, right at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. That's what God's got me on right now, is figuring out FEMA. Figuring out how, so that we don't have any more fucking debacles unfold. Because it's not acceptable. It's not, and I think every American can agree with me. Why does it take FEMA weeks to get rolling on the ground? We saw it in Appalachia. We saw it there. Now I understand that, that's a tough area. It's got mountains and shit. But man, come on, it's unacceptable. It took them weeks. It took them 2 weeks in some locations to reach. 2 weeks, people. And that's unacceptable. You got people, it was literally transitioning into the goddamn winter where it was snowing in the fucking mountains. And you had people that had nothing. They lost everything. And they literally could not even get, and then when they show up, they're asking them for a fucking social security card, a goddamn birth certificate, and an ID in order to get a goddamn generator when they're living in the fucking mountains, people. It's not going to happen again. It's not going to happen on my goddamn watch, people. I'm here. Heads will fucking roll. We can put goddamn truth. We can blow some shit up anywhere on this goddamn planet in a matter of fucking hours. We can put boots on the ground anywhere in this planet in a matter of hours. And it doesn't matter what the fucking terrain is. We can put the goddamn people there. Why can't we do that to respond in the time of a goddamn emergency on our own goddamn soil for our own goddamn people? Unacceptable. So we're going to change it. We're going to make it fucking work. So with that, peace and blessings be upon your homes.